Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the World News. Today, we will visit Spain and its political issues with the United Nations and the Ebola virus. Then, we will visit Israel, where the ISIS militia strikes again. Finally, we have good news for you. Liberia will open their hospital doors again. Ebola has been in many people's minds, and the World Health Organization has helped treat the deadly virus. The United Nations has asked Spain if they could use the Canary Islands as a stopover for aid workers who are traveling from West Africa. However, Spain later decided that they are not going to allow the United Nations to use the Canary Islands since it would be a health risk to their nations and their nation's citizens. Spain mandated that anyone who comes to the Canary Islands and is a humanitarian worker must be quarantined outside of Spain for 21 days before allowing entrance. However, Spain has allowed planes to travel to West Africa and land on the mainland without any issues. Spain's political move does not allow the United Nations, and is only hurting the humanitarian efforts in the fight of the Ebola virus. Ebola has become a world issue. Without the political aspects, the nations and missionaries who hold the global missions goals cannot work together and act as a team to help those who are infected with the Ebola virus. Politics should not get involved where there is a need for the greater good. Now, we move to Israel, where it has been reported that ISIS has created a handbook on the treatment of slaves that have been captured. Jerusalem informs us that ISIS, or Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, the militants created a handbook to answer questions regarding slavery and rape. There was evidence found indicating that the ultra-religious group ISIS has created and handed out pamphlets explaining their rights to the female slavery and sex with minor girls. The pamphlet is entitled Questions and Answers on Taking Captives and Slaves. The handbook answered questions such as, can all unbelieving women be taken captive? Can one have intercourse with a female captive? Is it permissible to have sexual intercourse with a female captive? ISIS answered some of the questions as follows. If she is a virgin, her master can have intercourse with her immediately, and it is permissible to have intercourse with a female slave who has not reached puberty. Unfortunately, these questions are answered in the pamphlet to favor ISIS beliefs and actions. ISIS has taken thousands of women into sexual slavery and has killed them for not being in compliance. This is an outrage. Women all over the world have been human trafficked into slaves or for sex slaves. However, women who are not educated tend to be the ones who are human trafficked the most. Women's human and civil rights have been violated here. Many church organizations, both Christian or non-Christians, must work together in helping women such as the ones captured by ISIS to be saved. Now we move to some good news coming from Liberia. St. Joseph Hospital in Liberia reopens its doors again after the Ebola virus outbreak infected the hospital. It took one patient who was bleeding profusely due to a pregnancy complication to shut down the hospital. Lessons learned from the experience was that medical workers must learn how to protect themselves and their protective gear, and learn how to personally take off and remove their protective gear appropriately. Dr. Senga was an Ebola survivor who received help from the Doctors Without Borders. Now that St. Joseph's Hospital is reopened for and ready to help patients, they now can carry the skills necessary to help those with the Ebola virus and helping save their lives. Dr. Senga states that he is now more committed than ever, and God is helping him help others. There are wonderful people who are willing to risk their lives to help others, and this is what restores hope in this world. Viruses get transmitted fast and hurt many people globally. However, with the proper knowledge and education and care from wonderful people, many can be saved from the disease and such as the Ebola virus. My apologies. There are good people and good things and bad people daily that occur around the world. From ISIS creating a handbook to justify their horrible actions against women, to wonderful people who risk their lives to help others. However, we should never let politics get in the way like Spain in order to serve the greater good. We all share one world. What happens in one part of the globe affects us and affects all of us in some way or another. We must work together as humans to help save each other. Thank you.